Hey guys, today I'm going to be unboxing the real grade Gundam Mk-II Titans version. Now, as you may know, this is not a very recent release at all. I think this was the number 7 in the RG line, and we're now up to 19 with the straight red frame. But I did get this for a very specific reason. If you guys remember, a couple months ago actually, I got this. This is a conversion kit for making this kit into a Barzam, as you can see there. So you need this kit first, and then you can use this conversion kit to make the Barzam. So what I want to do first is basically not talk too much about that, because I just want this to be just focused on just unboxing this kit, because I don't have any sort of unboxing or review for this kit on my channel. So I want to unbox it and review this kit just by itself first, before I do a review or build video or anything of the conversion kit, because I want that to be separate, to just have this information available first. I've built this kit before, as well as the AUG version, which is like 99% the exact same kit anyway. At that time when I built it, though, I wasn't doing any painting really. I think I painted a little bit, some of the details on it, but mostly just did like panel lining and the stickers on it. So I do want to paint this one with the Barzam conversion parts here a little bit later, maybe not right away, but anyway. So this kit was released in 2012, so it's now 3 years old, but as from my experience, I haven't built all of the RGs, but from my experience, this is still the best one, or at least my favorite one. Of course, I might be a little bit partial because I'm not really a huge fan of like some of the designs, like the Freedom or Strike or some other non-UC ones. This is I'm a little bit more partial to UC. But in my mind, this is still the best RG, and I think you'll see why maybe in the review. So anyway, let's get around on the box and see. This is number 7, you can see here in the line. Just awesome RG box art all around. One reason to love the RG kits is their really nice design on the boxes. So here we can see we get a picture of the frame, which is one of the reasons why I think this is the best RG, because the inner frame of this kit is all the RGs have nice inner frames, but this one I think is really particularly nice and looks great, like just as the frame by itself, even with just a few pieces of armor on there. Looks really good. Here we can see about the cockpit. Really nice, really cool cockpit design there inside the body. Again, just another thing that makes this kit really nice. Of course, we've got the double jointed elbows, knees, nice joints in the ankles, stickers, some other details there. And here's what the kit is going to look like, just totally unpainted with just the stickers applied. Great looking kit, even if you're not going to paint it. And same here on the side, just some action shots. With all of that comes with a beam rifle, as well as a bazooka, as well as beam sabers. Here's pointing out some of the differences from the AUG version. It has different chest vents, different shoulder and leg vents there. It's optional. I think it does come with the same parts if you want to make it the same one as the AUG version, but you have the option of making it this different version as well. And then the price, 2,500 yen, pretty standard real grade price there. Another cool thing I like about the RG boxes, I've said this before, is that I like how the inside box shows like different versions of the Gundams. There's the MG version, the perfect grade. On the other side, we've got the high grade as well as the SD. So I like that about these, they show that on there. First bag is going to have our B inner frame runner there, as well as the A runner. Those are packaged together there. The next bag has our stickers, as well as some yellow and black parts there. Bag of 3 has the beam saber effect parts and the wire and kind of cloth hose there. Another great accessory, great detail. This kit's not really accessory, it's a detail, I guess, but one of the things that I think is really awesome about this kit, that it comes with that stuff. Bag 5, I think it is, has just a couple of small runners in here. Bag 6, another couple of small runners, might actually be the same ones, no, it's different. Anyway. And then bag number 7, just some more parts, as well as some more inner frame parts there. So quite a lot of stuff. It is RG after all. It's a pretty standard amount of stuff that comes in RG, I suppose. Here's the manual, RG style manual, just with nice CG illustration of the head there on the front. The back is going to be our sticker guide for all those realistic decals that we're going to be putting on everywhere. I won't be, because, like I said, going to be painting this, but here's our color chart with the colors for the mobile suit as well as colors for the pilot figure. When I built this kit before, I did totally paint the pilot figure. I think this one and the AUG version were like the first two pilot figures that I ever painted, totally. So that was a fun experience, I guess. For our parts list, you can see we are going to have there's at least one X there and another one down there. Like I said, we do have some options for some of the parts, so you will have a few parts left over. I know, here's just going over the frame, showing you there different parts of the frame that are made up on the B runner. And then we're going to start off with the feet and the legs. Very normal here. In the legs is one of the areas where we're going to be using that wire and cloth piping in the back of the leg frame. Then, moving on to the arms, and putting the arms together with the torso, building that up, building the frame actually first before putting the armor onto it, so it's kind of cool. I think the more recent RGs after this didn't really do that. They had you building like the full parts before putting everything together. But this one actually has you build up most of the frame first. It's kind of cool. Here's some Gundam Mk-II Titans. Again, just some of the same pictures we saw on the outside, as well as a couple of shots from the anime there as well. If you guys have never watched Zeta, I highly recommend you do it. Even if you're not too much of a UC fan, or it's kind of like too old school for you, just take the time and just do it anyway, because you have to at least show some appreciation for it. Anyway, just continuing on, here's where you can see in the shoulder armor we have the option of which version you want to make. I'll be making the one that's different from the AUG version, so I think it's going to be this one. Just so that it's like the one that's specific for this version anyway. Because then I guess that's the one that's going to be changed to make the Barzam. So, and there's going to the backpack, and then here we've got just some parts, gimmicks, how to open the cockpit hatch, how to slide this part in the back. I'm not quite sure what that's for. I think it's for unlocking, or it's not related. Not quite sure what that's for. I'll have to check. I forget. And then here about how to unlock this piece to swing the hip joint inside there, and then mounting it to an action base. Then we're moving on to the weapons. All of that. Pretty simple, nice weapons on this kit. Then the option hands, how to mount the weapons, and the beam saber handles. On this kit, the parts there, I'll talk about this in the review again, but in this part here, which is the beam saber rack on the backpack, I've had parts, those parts break. I think on both my Titans and AUG version I had those parts break. Really have to be careful with those. And that's it. Let's go ahead and get on with the runners. Alright, so starting off, here is our sticker sheet, very large, quite a lot on there. You can see a lot of these marking stickers, some of these more like foil stickers. Then the marking stickers, you can choose whether you want it to be 01, 02, or 03, so it's got some options there. Some cool Titans logos there as well. As I said, I won't be using these, so if any of you guys want these, just let me know in the comment section below. Once again, first come, first serve. Whoever tells me first, I'll send these to you in the mail. You can use them on your kit, whatever kit you want. Actually, the high grade Revive version is coming out soon. You could use these on that. A pretty good idea, right? Then for our beam saber effect parts, we've got SB1 Saber 1 from 2006. So just nothing really special here. These are really quite long. These are the same beam saber effect parts that came with the real grade ARC 78-2, if I remember correctly. They're very long compared to like the size of the kit. They're like almost the same like height of the whole Gundam itself. It's pretty crazy how long these are, but they do look good, and that's the important part. Then here is our wire and the cloth hose that goes over the wire. The wire is basically just to strengthen or keep the hose more rigid, I suppose, even though the wire is not really all that rigid, but we just got one of each. You'll have to cut it at different lengths, so just make sure you measure and cut carefully. Just be careful to pay attention to the manual and make sure that you cut it correctly. Here's the A runner. We can see we've gotten just 3 colors here. A lot of other RG runners. I know for the A runner, can be more, can be 4 colors. This one's just 3. We've got mostly black, and then looks like just 1, 2, 3 clear green there, one for the eyes and the head, and then these 2 clear green ones are for the kind of cameras on the chest, and then a handful of red parts there as well. A lot of them going on the torso. These are the cockpit parts. These are going on the head, and this one's the cockpit hatch, and then this one's going on the shield. And then here we can see is our pilot figure as well. I'll give you a close look at that, the standing one anyway. We don't have a seated one inside, of course, but then here's just a look at our black parts. All of these runners, I don't want to continue to say it for every runner, so I'll just tell you now, all of the runners are marked with the RG RX-78 Gundam Mk-II. So there's no specific marking for Titans or AUG, even the ones that have the specific parts for this kit. They're all just using this marking, with the exception of the B runner, which I'll talk about next. So here is our B runner, and it's just going to be our advanced MS Joint 5. So even though this is the 7th kit in the RG line, they are already up to the 5th version of the inner frame here. So we can see there is a bit of two-tone gray there. So a lot of people were very excited, or like kind of happy, surprised, or just kind of feeling generally in awe about the two-tone RG red frame, like the red and white inner frame. But I think, as a lot of people know, it was not the first two-tone frame. I think a lot of the RG frames have been two-tone. If we come up close, you can see maybe a little bit better. There is definitely a different tone between darker and lighter gray here, so it's not really anything new, I suppose. C runner is another two-tone runner, as we've got just a very, it's not black, just a very dark gray here, going to be for some weapon parts, a few other detail parts, as well as some parts for the backpack there, and then this very bright yellow here for a lot of the vents, accent colors, vents mostly, the V-fin, the collar part there as well. All very nice. I really like this color. The kind of, it's a very like Titans yellow color. It's a like shade of yellow that's very much on a lot of Titans kits, as well as Advance of Zeta kits, which would be the Titans test team colors. It's a shade of yellow that I really like. Here's runner D1. This is going to be in just a kind of regular navy blue color, not really anything too special here. We've just got a lot of our armor parts, as well as our parts for the head and shield on here, and then we have a runner D2 as well, which is going to be a copy of this part minus the head and shield parts, just the parts that we have doubles of for parts around the legs and arms and hands and feet and all that. Runner E1 is going to be mostly inner frame parts. We do have some parts for the weapons here, as well as the Vulcan pod for the head. But mostly going to be inner frame and detail parts like that. In my personal opinion, this gray is a little bit too light for my personal taste. I would prefer it to be a little bit darker. We also have runner E2, which is a copy of this section here, which I believe is mostly stuff for some parts for the weapons, as well as some other inner frame parts there for the inner frame, I guess. These are our torso parts, some leg parts, skirt armor parts, and all of that. Runner F is some more gray, but it is a very slightly different from E. If we go back to E, here's the E runner compared to the F runner. You can see it is a slightly different color gray there. So we are going to have quite a bit of tonal range among the grays on this kit. That's one of the reasons why the inner frame looks so good on this kit. It has a lot of variation in just the plastic color itself. On the F runner here, we can see we've got some more hand options there, as well as just some smaller detail parts and sort of frame parts that are going to be making up the F runner. And finally, almost done here, is we've got runner G1, which is going to be making up some parts for the weapons, or we can see some parts for the bazooka, beam saber handles here. And this is in a darker navy than the navy that we saw before, so this is what's going to give us our two-tone armor, as this is the darker tone of the navy. Then we do also have a G2, which will be a copy of this section here, like that. So this is a really nice shade. I like this more than the lighter color. I wish we had more of this and less of the regular navy color, but c'est la vie. So that's it for unboxing this kit. I don't have to guess that it looks like a good kit. I know it's a good kit. I really like it. Like I said, this is not going to be my first time building it. but I'm definitely going to enjoy building it again and sharing it with you guys this time. I think there is photos of when I built this kit before on my blog. As I've said before many times in the past, my blog is in serious disrepair, but if you do want to check out some pictures of this kit, if you really can't wait for my video review, you can go to my blog. I've got some pictures there, but again, that one's just snapped and panel line and stickers. It's going to be basically, similar to what you're going to see in the review. I'm not going to paint it right away, but anyway, if you want to check that out, you can. Otherwise, if you guys have any other questions, comments, let me know. Like I said, this is not really a new release, so I'm sure a lot of you either have this if it was anything you already wanted. But I don't know, maybe some of you never really thought too much about it, and maybe now you're thinking a little bit more about it. So I hope so. It's a great kit. I'll look forward to seeing you guys in the review coming up soon, and then we'll slap on the Barzan parts and see how that works. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.